Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker and... Alright, well, piano soundtrack. So I was going to just move on to playing Blasphemous and then come back once I had an idea, but one of my viewers posted an idea that I want to give a try because it's kind of poking a little bit at the thing that I've been trying to get done. So let's give it a whirl. Now, I'm not 100% sure that I necessarily agree with the opening relic, but I've been known to like Spice Rack a fair bit, so let's give this a shot and see what happens. I hope you've all been doing well. As per usual, I normally take Tuesdays to kind of do whatever. And as I've been getting back into Splatoon 3 a bit, I've been experimenting with weapons, seeing what sorts of things I like, what sorts of things I don't like, and refamiliarizing myself with how the game plays after giving it a long break. I will openly admit that the game has been kind of consuming a lot of my attention, so apologies if that's been really bugging anyone. Yes, as it boils down to, even after a long break from the game, there's something about it that keeps drawing me back in. And you could cynically go, oh, well, it's a live service, that's what it's designed to do. And it's like, well, yes, but also no, because remember, Nintendo is developing all of the like catalogs and, you know, live service-y stuff, weapons and whatnot. They're developing that without making you pay for it. So it kind of feels like, yeah, it's a live service, but simultaneously no, I am a dummy. But simultaneously no, because they're not making you pay for it, they're just expanding the game. It's like, for some reason, someone out there understands the concept of fun, and they're working with that instead of just abject greed. Which, to be fair, yeah, there's still stuff like paid DLC, which comes out February 22nd, by the way, for those of you wondering. That was precisely none of us, Dark Sage. That's okay, I was wondering, and that's good enough. But I would be lying if I said that there was nothing like that in the game. Because even though they're not necessarily making you pay for extra stuff, they are doing it. They are doing that with the intention of making sure that you stick around for a long period of time. Now, because they're not asking you to pay for a bunch of extra stuff, like only a little bit of extra stuff in their case, like, it makes me wonder, what exactly is the end goal? Like, I know that's a cynical thing to ask because they could just be developing something for people to have fun with. You know. But we've been beaten down by modern gaming and greedy publishers to the point where even when it looks like there's nothing wrong, a number of us are going, okay, what's the catch? Where do you sucker punch me in the face and run away with all my money? And isn't it sad that that's the point that we're at with modern gaming, is that we look at it and go, yeah, that looks nice, but when is the surprise? When are you going to tell me that it's only available for a limited time and I have to act now because supplies are running out? You know, when are you going to tell me that it's, you know, only another $10 for the battle pass? Then, you know, we're also going to give you bonus currency, but it only equates to $8. So, oh, you still have to pay for the next battle pass. Oh, silly us. We're just so bad with numbers. What, me call out Activision Blizzard for shitty business practices? Surely you jest. And now there's reports that some publishers are saying that they need to be charging $80 or $100 for games, and it's like, you know, that's really not necessary. And they wonder why so many gamers are, you know, running into the hands of indie devs who make games like Palworld. It's like, I have nothing against Palworld. I'm probably not going to buy into it until it comes out of early access, because that's just my thing. And there's a lot of games on my wish list that I'm waiting to pop out of early access. Just to name a couple of them, just off the top of my head, Nova Drift, and okay, we're gonna buy that and that. Yeah, currently waiting on Nova Drift and Tiny Rogues. But seeing what they're doing with Tiny Rogues, like, it almost makes me want to break that rule, because Tiny Rogues is just looking so interesting. That was not smart. But then there are some games that I look at and I go, that's been in early access for like 3 or 4 years. That is probably never going to release, and the whole reason why you keep something in early access forever is, one, to give yourself a shield against criticism. Okay, no, that's not what I want. But two, because but with that shield against early access, you can always defend against naysayers by saying, oh, but it's in early access, you can't judge us so harshly because we're not even done with the game. Then, of course, the big surprise is, oh, we're never going to be done with the game. And why do they do that? Because when someone calls them out for their crappy business practices and says, you're just milking your player base for money, what the hell is wrong with you? Then they can go, oh, but the game was never finished. We're not taking money from people. This is essentially just making sure the game is as good as it can be on release. And it just leaves you with this sense of, okay, I see what's going on here. Go fuck yourself. Like, it's just not fair to people who love and enjoy games to get ripped off by these bad faith actors who just want to use early access, or I guess it was Steam Greenlight before. Now, for what it's worth, I know that not everything that comes out in early access is just a money trap like that. I'm aware of that. I know that there are plenty of good faith actors out there who really are using early access as a means to make sure that what they're putting out is polished. And this is one of those things that you'll typically see out of smaller dev teams because they don't necessarily have the money for a full-fledged QR team. Like, that part I get, but that's not necessarily how we see it being used, and that's where we start to run into problems. Ooh, hello. No, typically where you see things like early access being used are games like... I mean, it was a big thing with the day before. But even before the day before, it was something that was used by the dev team of Ark Survival Evolved to essentially shield them from criticism and then just take money from people. You could argue that Street Fighter V was essentially an early access release. But they never said it was early access. That's exactly the problem, is that they never actually said it was early access. So everyone's going around like, oh, but it's Street Fighter. It's like, yeah, I know it's Street Fighter, but that doesn't mean that we should excuse this practice of releasing a half-baked game and then saying it's the full release, guys. Come on, you gotta love it. You just end up just looking like an idiot defending a company whose only real goal is to just say, look, we put out a thing, give us money. And interestingly, that's kind of what big companies like Disney and whatnot are doing nowadays. I am doing very, very badly right now. Like, this is just awful. God, 481 damage. I cannot survive this floor if that happens again. Jesus Christ. Oh, I forgot to grab one of the relics from the previous floor. God damn it! Everything is going to pot. Okay, you guys are gonna have to tell me what I did wrong because apparently I can't play this game anymore. Like, winning runs is now just a horrible, horrible prospect, and I have no idea what to do about it. So, you guys go ahead and make fun of me in the comments, and I'm going to try to figure out what the hell I'm doing wrong. Which, right now my brain is telling me I'm doing everything wrong. Everything is a problem for me. So, yeah, enjoy this incredibly short video, and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you for spending a very short amount of your free time with me. I'm going to go cry in the corner now. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and you take care, everybody.